Yo, you listening to the Oprah Rose Show with TT and Gigi, and yeah, get it poppin'.
Thoughts. Everything begins with thoughts.
She's a slut, she's a hoe, she's this, she's that.
We say to girls, you can have ambition, but not too much.
It's about people being uncomfortable with women owning their sexuality.
What is the truest, highest vision that you hold for yourself?
I'm a real ass bitch, and I'm gonna get everything that I'm gonna get on my own.
I know for sure. You don't get what you wish for. You get what you believe.
Hi.
Hello.
What's up?
I'm TT.
I'm Gigi.
And I'm Dee Dee.
And I'm looking in the camera, and this is the
I
Oprah
know,
Rose Show.
like,
You better be watching it on YouTube, because this is the first time I looked in the camera.
Right. She didn't even know where her cameras were.
I didn't,
when we
and
were
now I'm
recording.
looking at it. I'm going to look at it the whole time. Wink,
Yeah.
wink.
Not
Because
wink,
again,
wink.
you should be watching on YouTube.
Ow,
Also.
ow.
Because we're still in New York.
Because we're still in New York. The three of us are still in New York. We know we love our in-person
We
episodes.
do. We've been hanging out. TT has been an amazing host.
Oh, thank
So
you.
incredible.
oh my
I
gosh.
just opened the refrigerator for the first time today to grab a bottle of water because
Yo, oh
the
my
doll would
gosh.
slap my hand if
Okay.
I got
we
up,
talked about this
okay?
last week. That's why I said it's just hospitality.
That's it.
It's giving Southern,
It is. I mean,
mid-Southern.
Baltimore
it's giving
is
mid-Southern
Baltimore's
hospitality.
technically
Right.
below the Mason-Dixon.
No,
Right.
it's not.
It's
no,
not?
it's not.
Oh,
It's not.
listen,
top.
American
It's top.
education.
It's the top.
Sorry, it's
It's
the
the
very
top,
top. My
yeah.
bad.
I mean, it's like 20 minutes from the
Okay.
Mason-Dixon line.
All right.
But yeah. It is.
Okay,
it is
semantics.
But we
But
they had
appreciate it.
slaves. Be like, I mean,
Let's,
everywhere.
let's be clear now. Let's be clear.
Okay.
Like-
But we appreciate you for taking care of us and
Of
holding us down
course.
while we've been
Of
visiting and
course.
all being together.
Of course. Listen, we've had a marathon of a time.
We've been seeing the people while
we
we've
have
been. Here
been. I
too.
feel like
Yes.
we've done the parties that we didn't know we were doing. We traveled
Yeah.
and saw Juvenile.
Yeah, that was very serendipitous.
we saw Rick
Thank you
Ross.
guys.
We saw Rick Ross. We didn't see the
The
Tubi
clips.
movie. We
Yeah.
all fell asleep. We did aid. Like it's been.
Got rained on at Dumbo House.
Yes, got rained on.
I did it. Y'all did. You know, I was.
It was a beautiful
better.
moment. I don't
was.
know. It was like
It was serendipitous.
It was,
to
and-
be at the Brooklyn Bridge.
I was like,
in
yeah,
the rain.
It was a
Just
very
about being rained
community
on.
moment. We
It
were
was
all
beautiful.
outside singing "Rain on Me"
Yeah.
or "Rain" by
Coco
SWV.
Jones.
Yeah, we were.
Yes, it was a moment.
That's how Eve lost her phone. Because she
Yes.
wanted to sing Rain on Me.
You're lying. All this just happened. No, when I say I got the fuck out of Dodge, and I was like, oh no, my
I
hair.
was like, Mama's hair. She was running.
She
I
ran.
ran.
And I'm standing like, where my
I
girls at?
found.
I was like, I'm taking this weave out as soon as I get out the plane. I don't care.
You're like, I'm good. Yeah, and then I was like, I don't have a hair appointment until Thursday. This has got to last. Like, I was like, I got things to do next week. I found a table of friends. I sat with them. Then I found somebody that I know. And then I kikied with him. I was like, oh, this is great.
Mama was
And then
on
it
the
was,
move.
you know, that's why I said my social media I'm maxed out at this point,
Okay.
though. No more. I'm going to, what I said I was trying to do 3 weeks ago is finish Hijack.
Finish Hijack. And Fast, perhaps.
Yeah. And you said in who?
Fast.
Oh, yeah. No, there's so many things. I feel like, you know, by September, I'm going to be a brand new bitch. Like, I'm going to be a brand new me. I'm
I
going to
love
be
it.
rested and
Say that.
caught up on TV shows.
I know, that's right.
So we're claiming it. We're claiming it.
claiming it.
So we are so happy to have a guest today.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. The guests have been guesting.
They
I'm
really
so
have.
excited.
We've left with so many nuggets, so I'm excited to leave with some more nuggets.
Come on, nuggets of wisdom.
Oh, like a nugget of wisdom, like a little, you know,
I love it.
a
Like
jewel,
little
I guess.
takeaways.
Yes,
Little
yes.
takeaways.
Mhm.
A
Something
nugget.
something to take away. I think I'm just always thinking about food.
Yeah, a little takeaway.
Yeah.
So Marjon, you are a host, a writer,
Yes.
culture critic.
Yes.
You've written for a lot of very established magazines.
Yeah.
Okay. The resume is long.
The resume is very long.
It
It
reads.
It's,
Yes, it does. It reads.
I appreciate that.
It
I'm
reads,
very
yeah. And then you have
flattered,
a
very humbled.
podcast, Your Favorite Auntie
Yes.
show.
It's
Your Favorite Auntie show.
It's coming.
So excited to
Yes.
have you on
Yay.
the
Thank
show.
you. This is really exciting. I mean, you
Welcome.
put me in front of a mic. I like, yeah.
You like
She said I shows up.
Like, yes,
Okay. Well, I love it. I mean,
I love your energy too, and I love the show.
Oh, thank you.
No, you came in here
very,
smelling
very
amazing.
honored.
You smell amazing.
Let's start there. You
She
came in
got
here
the whole
smelling
room
amazing.
smelling good.
Like amazing. That I'm like, no, I need pictures. Like the whole, like even when I went out there and came back, I was like, oh my gosh, I
just
need
follow
this.
us.
Sad. You need to bottle this up and sell it, girl.
Yeah.
Shout out to Costa Brazil.
Wow.
Do you want to sponsor me?
Look, let me look this up.
Wait,
I'm literally
She's
like,
like,
Right, put it
Listen,
on the
the
phone.
dog is an
Now.
ambassador because now we all about to buy it.
oh no, for
It's
sure.
giving Rihanna when everybody says she smells
Ooh.
amazing. There was like it's
Ooh.
like that.
you know I love my Rihanna.
Yes,
I love
Riri.
We've had like
dog.
weeks, I feel like, of standing Rihanna.
Yeah,
I can't wait until, the baby, I cannot wait
Is
until
that
this new
baby's
baby.
a Leo?
That
I
baby
think
will
it
be a
is.
Leo.
I think that baby's a
that
Leo.
That
baby-
baby
Are
is
you
a
a
Leo.
No, I'm an Aries, and my boyfriend
love
is a Leo.
Aries.
I was about to say I was
Okay.
married to a Leo, practically, but like he's a Leo, and so I know how crazy that they are. Like
I listen,
mean,
that's
a
a
Leo.
lot.
Like Rihanna has an Aries stellium.
she has an Aries moon.
Aries moon. Okay.
Listen, if she has a Leo child,
That's gonna and if she has a boy, I feel like Leo men are very different than Leo women.
I don't really know any Leo
I
men.
can deal with Leo women, but
Yeah.
men I'm
I
always
love
like,
Leo women.
oh my god.
it's so much.
And Aries, like, yeah. And Aries, I feel like I know how to deal with y'all. Like, Aries are
I
like.
love an Aries.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do. I love an
Fun.
Aries. Yeah.
We want to have fun. If we get activated, we get activated.
Yeah.
But
Very
for the
true.
this is-
Yeah, I mean, because y'all
Leos
gonna
are
say what's on
just-
your mind.
we just,
Yeah.
Y'all
Yeah,
gonna say
always
what's
say.
on your mind.
Wait, what are your signs?
I'm a Scorpio.
Okay.
My fiance is actually an Aries.
Okay.
Her boyfriend is actually an Aries.
Oh,
My
situation.
Oh, sorry.
No way.
Sorry, I'm shut up.
Listen,
I know, I'm ridiculous. Because I'm a crazy ass Leo.
She's like,
that's why.
oh,
Ask her who
okay.
she talked to on the phone for an hour
It's
this
y'all in
morning.
reverse.
I'm obsessed.
Yeah, we reversed.
I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
I feel like if you need any advice, just let me know.
Okay.
Because I know that dynamic very well.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. We might have to talk about
yeah.
this.
Like,
Right.
let me
Because it's a
know.
lot of fire and
It's
no
a
one
lot of
ever
fire,
wants to
a lot of
quell
passion.
it.
It's 2 stars
Yeah.
in a relationship.
Yes.
So just
Wow,
We
we
were
just talked about this
saying
last
that.
Girl, I
night.
was just talking about this last
Yeah.
night.
How do you think that can work? Because we just were talking about this last night of the 2 stars, I guess, in a relationship.
I mean, it is very hard. I think because where we are culturally, I think that women who are they stand out, they're stars, they walk into a room and they stop. Like everybody stops and stares and whatever. I feel like their partner has to be able to handle that because I feel like women now, I'm speaking from a cishet perspective. Like women now are very they're not slowing down. That we're not taking any no's. We're gonna keep doing what we got to do, right? So if our partner can't keep up, or can't support us, or get jealous, or because that's another thing.
That's
We
another thing.
talked about that
Yeah.
a few weeks ago, 2
Right.
weeks ago, or something like that. Yeah,
Men
that
can
is a
get
thing.
jealous of
Absolutely.
Yeah,
women
for
as their
sure.
partners. Like,
Attention
Yes,
for
is,
sure.
you can, if that's what you seek and desire, you can be jealous from that.
Yeah.
yeah, because I think that men historically have been like catered to you. Like they're like,
Yeah.
that's what I need my woman to support me and all these types of
Right.
things. And you want to be supportive of your partner because you believe in your partner's dreams.
Right.
But you also need to
Reciprocity.
Yeah.
please don't be intimidated.
Yeah,
Right.
No.
that is true. I think that is probably that's kind of like what we were saying yesterday, that it's like the give and take, and
Yeah.
you have to be very secure
Very.
and like
You do. And the
and have your own
reassurance
life.
is what we kept talking
and
about.
exactly.
It's
And
the
then we're like, and the reassurance of like
Right.
that. Yeah.
Because I feel like with my partner and I, we're both Cancers.
Okay.
So it's like a
Oh.
ebb and flow. Like it's just 2 oceans just going back and forth. And
Yeah.
it's like they just keep meeting.
Yeah.
I
That
love
is
that.
beautiful.
But I feel like
But when it's a hurricane,
when the tides is tied
when
in
it's a
sometimes,
tsunami,
But I think even with that, like the whole thing about being 2 stars, I think you can have 2 stars, but you have to have that confidence in yourself, that self-love to almost say like, this is not a reflection upon my partner of how people are responding. I need to make sure my partner is responding to me in a way where I feel a part of this too.
Yes.
I think it's that. It's like it's
sure.
all.
Women.
I don't care about what they doing or how they looking at you or all of that. Like that just comes with it. But it's all about that person on the inside and how they show up for you and reassure.
Yeah,
for sure. To be able to have those 2 stars. Support me, I'm gonna support you too.
I love that.
Yeah.
Support me, Marlo.
Support me, Marlo. Support me. I literally said that this morning. I said that this morning. Yeah,
she was mad at that dinner. Nene was like, "You should have supported me."
She was. Nene was going through.
You supporting Portia?
Yeah.
You don't know that girl?
I can't. I
Whose
love
dinner
Nene
was
so
that?
much.
Yeah, Nene's definitely.
I don't know
the fave.
whose dinner it was, but the door was closed.
The door
Was closed.
The fact that we don't even know whose dinner it was.
Couldn't tell
we
you,
know all
but-
the quotables.
Right.
Oh
Yeah,
my
because
God.
she's that girl.
She's that
Yeah,
girl.
she really is.
She's like, what would we call her? Like the Rihanna of
Housewives,
of reality
Yeah.
TV, right?
Yeah.
Did you watch her interview with Carlos King?
I did.
Me too. The day it came out, honey.
Oh, absolutely.
I sat there with my dog, and I was two-strand twisting my hair and was watching the whole thing. And I was like, Nene is like the cultural zeitgeist.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like she is someone who we continue to reference. She changed the way we speak.
Yeah.
She changed the way that we look at objects. Like you no longer think
Wow, a
of
white refrigerator.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you would
Yeah.
never.
if you saw a white
yeah.
refrigerator in someone's home, you'd be like, oh.
The ghetto.
They get out.
Oh
no, honey.
Like, oh God! Like you would.
And when
really
you see the
move
clip
different.
of like where was she living?
Where?
The
Oh,
clip
honey,
of
what?
Kansas
You
City.
just-
You're in Atlanta. Do you know that area?
Where the fuck was she?
I don't know where she was.
So it's crazy.
It's gentrified now.
It might be.
For sure.
It might be.
No
yeah.
lie. I saw the full clip recently. And I was like, where the fuck
With the
was-
dog
hotel was
jumping
you
up and
living
down.
And I was
honey.
like, where was well, I can't think of her name now.
From
Kenya?
who?
Kenya. Yeah, I was like, no, seriously, where was Kenya? What was his neighborhood?
It was
And
giving the
like a row home.
courtyard
It had to be.
Yes, it was giving.
It literally,
Yeah.
that
I was
had
like,
to be
why are you
a storyline.
staying there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was staged. I was like, now older looking at it, I was like, that had to be staged. Because when they show her looking out of the window and you see the neighborhood, I was like, this is absolutely staged. There's no reason. There's
no way
reason
that Kenya
Kenya
Moore was staying
staying
there.
No way. I was like,
Yeah.
I wasn't living there. Like, there's no
Yeah.
way she was.
No.
It's funny during that interview though. I thought Carlos and Nene had really great banter.
Oh, they loved
just
each other.
because obviously, like knowing their history, that he was her first producer too.
Yeah.
He even touched on what we just alluded to around 2 stars in a relationship.
Yes.
and
They
she talked a little bit about that and how she doesn't believe there can be 2.
She doesn't. Yeah,
She
I
doesn't.
thought about
She
that
wants to be
deeply.
the only star, darling.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
she's the Nene Leakes. I
But
can
I mean,
understand.
how I said, I mean, I hate to be like,
Yeah.
we don't know these people, but like Jay-Z and Beyonce or like shit, Rihanna and Rocky,
Yeah.
you know, Nene probably, I don't see her like, I guess, filling in any holes for anybody or being like, okay, well, if you're here, like, let me just come down here. I don't get that from her. But I think it can be.
Yeah.
From like, and these are real stars. No shade to Nene, like, you know, obviously.
That's a star. She really is. I love the historical lesson that she gave us. She contextualized
Yes.
Real Housewives of Atlanta within reality TV and television more broadly, where she was like,
Yes.
there were no shows
Yes.
like this before us. We did that. And
Yep.
I'm like, oh, yeah, you really did.
And when she was naming those names, I was like, you are absolutely right.
Yeah,
there wasn't a Love and Hip Hop and all these other
Basketball
things that we
Wives,
said.
none of that.
Basketball Wives.
Like a
no.
black woman ensemble
cast.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yes.
it wasn't any of that.
Maybe, okay, I got to watch it.
Oh, you do?
No, yeah,
it's
I gotta
actually
watch it. Okay.
Really, really fat.
And she looks amazing.
She looks amazing.
She looks so good.
Oh,
I don't know what
It's
she
all
did.
working.
Like,
Yes.
She got the right work done.
She definitely
She
did.
seems at peace
Yeah.
in certain ways. She's very good at curving, you know, not hard questions, but like if people are trying to come for her or try her, she's very good at being able to know. She's never been let people try her, and I really respect that.
It's
That
only happened
sag
one
tongue
time.
is quick, honey.
It's very quick.
It's very quick.
It's very quick. Wait, what happened this one time that she got?
Oh,
I wanna-
when it was an old episode when I'm me paraphrasing. I'm not gonna do verbatim, but she commented how the dress and the look, And she was like, something about the size. Or like, more room to grow for you, baby.
Yes.
Or something along the lines of like her size.
To get to your size.
To get to your size one day. And Nene had no comeback. That was the one time somebody got her.
Who said that to her?
It was a friend of the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, the girl with the short hair.
Yes.
She was oh my gosh, because that was another clip I saw recently. Oh my god.
That was the only time somebody got Nene.
I think she was Sheree or like Lisa Wu's friend.
Okay. Yes.
Or she was Sheree's friend. Yeah, because it was like the only time Nene didn't have a comeback. Yeah, I saw it on TikTok.
The only time.
Yeah,
that's all.
She was reading everybody because she told it was Sheree's friend because she told Lisa Wu she's like yeah you don't do anything with your hair, and then she's like because her hair was she's like my hair is beautiful, she's like yeah you don't do anything with it, like
yes. I remember this.
Yes, not a friend of the show. I mean, the friend, see, now she might have been outside of Giovanna, I was that bitch at AUC. Like, outside of her, the friends of the show, like.
They be doing a lot.
They do a lot. They gotta secure their spot.
Right.
A lot. She shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Marlo waited a long time, baby.
She did.
She finally got that peach.
And she needs it revoked.
I was just say, I was like,
she don't need
peach. Excited for Marlo.
Yeah.
Like I was just like that energy. She's great on a trip. She's very
specifically though on a trip.
Wow.
Because she's like I don't. Yeah. She's like
yes.
Because she's like I want nicer accommodations. Right. She's like she gets the girls together. She's very good at that. She's like we're gonna have the food. We're gonna have the things.
Yeah. She's a great host.
She's a great host. Yeah.
She's not there all the time. Like there's no consistency with her. So
I agree. But I do enjoy seeing the mom tea side of Marlo. Yeah. So that is why I kind of appreciate her storyline a little bit on the beach. Although I do think that they need to do a full swoop similar to what they did with New York and reboot it and give it all new cast and show the Atlanta of now. But speaking of Housewives, we want to ask a Carlos King question. We love you, Carlos. And if you could bring or build your own all-star cast, who would it be? And I think we'll do like, six members? Yes.
It's from any city?
From any city.
Okay. So, Nene Leakes.
Of course.
Right.
Avi. Oh God, there's I would bring back Kim Zolciak.
Okay, yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because Nene made this really great point. It's like these people are crazy, but they make great television. Mm-hmm. So Nene and Kim were incredible, like adversaries.
Yeah.
So that's like a really equally yoked challenge, and I feel like that would be amazing.
You want somebody to get under Nene's skin and bring her.
You have against the best.
Yes.
Don't give me like someone I can chew up in like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Who?
That's funny.
That's like in life.
Yes.
But who else? Who I always really okay. I would bring back Bethany Frankel.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know these are controversial. You're like
wow.
Well, I mean, she's dying to come back.
Them on a show together,
especially since they ain't looking her way. Now she's like, well, hold on.
So you're doing behind the scenes on TikTok.
She's like Jill Zarin.
Jill Zarin? Oh, you're really digging for the girls.
Yeah, she's in her bed.
I know. I never watched. I never got into New York.
Okay.
That was so it was Atlanta for you.
Atlanta, Beverly Hills.
Oh, I do love
Potomac.
You like Miami now?
Miami now.
Oh, yes, Miami
Only
now.
last 2 seasons, Miami.
So good.
So good.
It is.
So good.
The Miami girls come to work.
We had a guest
They
on.
show up.
They show
okay.
up.
She added me on something today about Lenny getting engaged. And I was just like, oh my gosh.
To the mistress?
Yes.
Yeah. They're not even divorced.
They're not even divorced.
My Lord.
I found that out today. Yeah, I was like, what?
Oh,
yeah, Miami
poor
now.
Lisa.
I love Alexia.
I like Alexia too.
Alexia, she's the one with the blonde hair.
She's the Cuban girl.
Yeah, okay.
Who was with a mob. She was an ex-mob wife, whatever.
Yeah.
She's a mob boss.
She was.
I like her, but I sometimes don't like how her and what's her friend, the one that always says cocky.
That's Dream.
Dumb.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't like that. Yeah, she should. She should.
Because who was the girl?
Marisol, is that her name?
Marisol. Yeah.
I hear that name a lot.
A lot of them shouldn't be on there. And you know,
I do. Who is Marisol?
Marisol,
She's the drunk.
She's the drunk. She's and she doesn't eat. She's like this big. And then they have the woman that's married to the tennis player. She don't need to be on the show either.
She's a little kooky.
She's so aloof. She don't know where her kids go to school. Like, and then it's like wants to have other kids, she doesn't. Not to say that she's not.
The nanny knows.
You don't even know.
They're
You
boarding
like not to say
school.
she's not raising them, but like
you're not.
She just seems like attached to like other things. I think she has some soul searching that she needs to do. I like Nicole.
I love Nicole.
I really like.
How many women are on this cast?
It's a very big cast.
It is.
Oh my god.
Gertie's great.
Yeah.
Gertie is like fine. I don't think that other girl needs to be look at me. The other girl, the model,
The other black girl.
Yeah. I don't know her name.
I'm always advocating for the blacks.
Yeah. And then that damn Lisa.
The blacks.
Right, the black.
and then that damn Lisa.
Yeah. I think that like
Or Larsa.
Dr.
Larsa.
Larsa. So
my bad.
Larsa, I feel like
The deep sigh for me.
Yeah.
it's a very deep sigh. When she wore box braids to the cast trip,
What she called them.
I was just like, I don't really understand why you guys don't get this. And I also, it's just at that point, it's like you don't want to get it.
You don't.
Yeah.
Because production tried to help us out. Production said, no. She's like, I always wore braids. And they had like 2 plaits and stuff like that. Like you never wore knotless braid. And you know she didn't wear it because she was still wearing the old school braids with the little knot at the top. They weren't even knotless because her hair was going to come out.
Right.
So it's like, girl, stop. Like
you're
you
white.
were not.
'Cause you're white.
She's like, no, I am not. She's so committed to also just not owning her own shit.
plastic surgery.
Yeah, her plastic surgery. You wearing braids, all the things.
You grooming that child
can't.
until he was old enough for you to have him.
Ooh. The boyfriend?
What do you know?
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I was like, the boyfriend? Right. I was like, what?
I mean, they were going on family vacations together.
Right.
Right.
Wait, I thought
young.
that they really weren't, they didn't know each other because that's what she was going
That's a
with.
lie. You
That's a
can't say that
lie.
like your ex-husband played basketball with a superstar and they were very close and that your families did not hang out.
I mean, they had their
You
own
can't tell me
like
that didn't happen.
friction.
Right, they had their own
dynamic,
rivalry.
right?
So that's why
Yeah.
I think I was like, oh, maybe not.
But you still want to bond or try to bond with your mates, like, because it's a chemistry thing.
Yeah,
but yes,
right.
they were
Or
going
in
on
similar
family
spaces
vacations
even.
together.
Yeah, wow.
That's so crazy. To
Ain't
me.
it?
That
It's-
is. When you
it's
think
very
about
crazy.
that,
That's
yeah.
like-
all of the, and then look, and then
So
they-
that's
all
me. That's
the people-
my
all
opinion.
people.
The grooming.
No, you're
but-
absolutely. That's a great point, and I didn't think about it in that respect. I just thought of it more in like this line that you don't cross, but that's like a really
Yeah, that's
And I think
gross.
Marcus owns a big stake of the Jordan brand.
Yeah.
Didn't he
Yeah, 'cause-
work? He's like, he has a title or something.
Yeah, he's like
there, and then
a high title for brand Jordan.
She
yeah.
knows what she's doing.
She does.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, she knows what she's doing.
He must be a lame. No shade,
'Cause, like,
honestly. Because
yeah.
why? There of all the
agree. I was
women
thinking
that you
that.
could have,
Anybody.
You
Both
have-
of them.
And he was at the reunion. That I really was like, Pill, I don't something about this is just
you
I
don't have
like
no
this.
kids. She got 3.
Right.
Like you're young. Like what gives?
No, I think you're right. There might be like it's kind of like, you know, Keke Palmer's boyfriend, where it's like, wow, everyone was like, he's so attractive. They're such a cute couple and family, but there's something there, where it's like, oh, you're, I don't know,
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah, like maybe
Are
you're
they
not,
still together?
I don't know if they're really
I
together
know.
anymore.
I don't
Yeah,
think
I'm like,
so. I think
don't
he
think
showed his ass.
Damn, did
Yeah.
the internet break them up?
What?
He
No,
brought
he
him-
went
he
to
brought
the
them-
internet to break them up. He went to the internet to break
I
them
think
up.
he broke them up,
Wow.
and
Yeah.
but like, you know what I'm saying, where it's like, oh, there might be some type of, I don't know, something slow.
Damn. Yeah, damn.
Something
A
underdeveloped.
little off.
Yikes.
Oh,
Okay,
I
wait,
got that.
now who else is on this cast?
Oh, sorry, I totally forgot about this.
No, I know.
Okay,
We got
I think
on
we
a
were at-
tangent. No.
So we had
I remember
Nene,
Bethany.
we got
Nene,
Kim,
Bethany. Yeah.
You said Jill's Aaron.
No, I didn't say Jill Sarah.
okay,
okay.
No, I don't want Jill Sarah.
Got it. Okay.
You know who I fucking love is Carol Radswell. Do you remember her?
I remember
Wait,
Carol.
who was she from?
She was from New York.
She was on New York.
Yeah.
She was like,
Okay.
she was like
She was
a
a Kennedy.
journalist.
Oh.
She was a
Okay.
Kennedy. She was
Yeah.
a princess.
Oh, I remember that. I remember.
She was
Okay.
very quiet, very,
Okay.
But don't get on her bad side.
Don't get on her
'cause-
bad side.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
like, don't
I
get on her
loved
bad side. She
'cause
was going to
a
let you have it.
journalist. I was like, yes, we have
Okay.
some. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. I think.
Nene would eat Carol up.
She would, or they'd be best friends.
Or they'd be best
Okay.
friends.
Because
Like,
Carol
yeah.
was like, I think this is funny
Yeah.
more than anything. I love Sonia. Morgan.
Okay.
I love a lot of
good
New York.
time.
Okay, a letter
Yeah,
to New York.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I know Sonia though. I know her, but I
So
don't.
since you love New York, how do you feel about this reboot? Are you against it?
I'm not against it. I just have I have a lot of strong opinions about it. And I like made a TikTok about it because I was like, I need to
gotta
get
see
this
this
off my chest. And I'd like to hear what you guys think as well. Have you watched it?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I'm tuned in.
Yeah.
You're like, absolutely.
I feel like we've talked. We have like we.
I like it.
I do too.
Yeah,
I like
we've
it.
talked about it a few
But
times.
I will say that I was late to New York, so I don't have the same affinity for it. I think maybe as you. So my opinions may not be like as high, but I did appreciate like seeing new faces and a new dynamic and a new swoop of ladies. So that was just my thoughts.
No, I think it was in need of a mix, like a shakeup.
Right.
It was getting old. It was getting repetitive. The girls were
Drunk and out of control.
drunk and having meltdowns.
Yeah.
And it was getting sloppy.
Yeah.
I do think that I realized that I like seeing older women acting entitled.
Okay, that's
More than
fair.
I like
Okay.
seeing younger women.
Okay.
Who are my age or a little younger acting entitled.
Okay.
So I think that's what I was like, oh, I miss the Grey Gardens element
Okay.
That's
to
fair.
this
Got it.
show because it is about kooky housewives doing random things. Them arguing over cheese or
that was
caviar.
That was weird.
Yeah.
When some people are supposed to be from around the way,
Right.
and they bring in their own toilet paper. It's just like I don't really.
Like it's high low.
No, that was ridiculous.
Is that what?
Well, it was caviar on Pringles.
I loved that.
Yeah, I mean, I would have did like Doritos.
I also I though
you have turned down caviar?
I don't like caviar. I don't
You're
like
like,
the
I
fishy
would've.
taste. I want a chicken wing. Okay, I want a damn cheese
She
plate.
should have had
I would've
food
wanted
food.
a chicken wing.
I want
Yeah.
a chicken wing
But
and
I
a cheese plate.
understood her. Like, y'all bitches, we eating in 2 hours.
Yeah,
What,
right.
But I've been traveling and packing
I'm not
all day.
mad at that.
Right.
They went to Provisions.
Yeah,
But Provisions was
and
closed.
it was closed.
Oh yeah, it sure was. She walked to.
Because I would
Me and T would have been the ones going to go
been
get
like,
food.
yeah,
We're
y'all
going to
would've-
stay
y'all
with some
definitely would have
Provisions.
walked down.
Yeah, I'd have been like, this is cute. No, do you have some more Pringles? Just
But
plain
Instacart
Pringles.
out here, can we?
But I get your point though about like the idea of the show and around like being a housewife and like
Yeah.
maybe the kids are older
That's a
in
very
that
valid
sense
point.
too.
Right,
Like,
yeah. Right.
you know, a little bit removed from that element. Like this season of New York, it's babies.
It is.
They
Yeah,
all
they're
have
babies. It's
babies,
like-
which is fine. But
I think Jenna has
get
the
that.
oldest child.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I get
Jenna,
the highbrow.
Who am
of
I
it.
love? She's my fave.
Jenna is still trying. You can tell she's still trying to figure out why she's here.
Yes, and I think that's kind of
But
why I
I-
love it because
honestly,
she's
but I was
like
like, why
looking
did
at
she
everybody
sign
like,
up?
what the fuck?
Yeah.
She was confused
She's
about
like,
the
y'all
whole
bitches are
cheese
crazy.
conversation. She's like, well, I'm gonna have nothing but cheese, honey, and
and
you're
that
gonna love
was
it.
actually fucking G.
Yeah.
that was such a great move, and I loved it. And then they were playing in her like Valentino, and she's like, "Can you get out of that, please?"
Yes.
Yeah.
Like that's more than anything that you own. Please. Get, you
Oh,
know.
it was
The
when
subtext.
Yes.
right, like you knew not to hug somebody with sequins,
sequins,
and,
yes.
lace. I literally was looking at that like they're gonna get stuck together, and she took the words out of my mouth.
She was like,
She told that girl.
She was like, I'm trying with these bitches.
she was ready for a
Enough.
cigarette.
Yeah.
Yes.
And her closet is infamous. Like it's like a
Yeah,
thing.
that's a
So
thing.
like I'm sure when production was already in the bedroom and she knew they were gonna go in there at some point, she's like, I want to go in there so bad.
Oh yeah,
Had
you know
to.
she did.
I want to be in
You know
there.
she did. Well, switching gears a little bit, we
What's
talked
up?
about Munties.
Oh yes, yes.
And Marlo. So how
Yes.
did you get started with the Auntie show?
You know, the Auntie show, what came to me during COVID. We were just talking about that before we started, talking about like that where we were all trying to figure stuff out during COVID. And then it was like May 2020, the world was on fire. And I was in my bedroom and I was like, why is everybody going live all the time? And I was like, let me try it. And I just started going live. And I always wanted to do a show around the idea of being your favorite auntie, because that's just something I've always said. I'm like, I'm your favorite auntie. I'm your favorite auntie. And then I was like, let's just really develop a show around it, an advice show. And we talk about everything on there. So we would have done a whole rundown of Housewives, but then also if you're having relationship issues or you're having friendship issues or you're dealing with like money issues, whatever. Like, I'm here to provide advice and try to just give you words of wisdom. Sometimes it feels like the blind is leading the blind. Like, I'm not a finished project. Yeah. I'm still learning myself, but I know a thing about a thing or two, so I was like, let me pass this wisdom along.
Yeah, and you don't have to have it all figured out.
No.
We know.
And we should.
Are you an auntie?
What's that?
Are you an auntie?
I am an auntie.
Okay.
I am an auntie. I have 2 nieces and I have a nephew. And then I feel like I'm an auntie to the babies in the industry.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Because they're like, they come to me and they're like, Marjon, like, what do I do? But they don't say my name anymore. I actually get stopped on the street, just people saying, Auntie.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that is so endearing.
It's actually very sweet. I was like walking my dog a couple weeks ago and people were like, Auntie. And I was like, hey, girl, what's up?
Yes.
Okay. Right, like, I'm just walking the dog.
Yeah,
right.
Wash my face, but let's hi. Yeah. So I love that. And like younger people come up and they're like, how do I mitigate this industry? How do I mitigate this world? Because coming up in fashion as a Black person or a person of color it's very, very difficult.
Yeah.
And I still have my own challenges with it. So I'm willing to like listen and obviously offer as much advice as I can.
I
love that.
It's beautiful.
Because I feel like, G and I still work in music, but we both came up in music, and I felt like we've talked about this, but it's very challenging coming up at first, and I feel like there's probably only like one woman. I'm sure there's probably some that I'm forgetting, but there's not a whole lot, right, that I can think of that were very helpful. And initially actually wanted to work in fashion, and I remember looking through Essence, and it was someone that worked. She was the PR director at Bottega Veneta. I'll never forget this. And I put it on my wall, and I was like, oh my God, I want to meet her. Found her email address. I mean, she never responded back, but I feel like with Instagram, something like social media makes it a lot easier. That's like, hey, how do I actually get into this? And I remember I was like, I don't know the first thing of like where to start, how to figure it out. So music just kind of ended up being like, all right, well, we here now. I don't know, these people's crazy.
Went with it.
Yeah, I was like, I'm just gonna go with it.
But you also try fashion too.
Yeah, I mean, but then I was like, I'm actually okay. I'm gonna go back to music. Like this is, I'm gonna stick to music, stick to what I know now. And I think even what you said about now, I love that social media, as much as we talk about how bad it is and like all the things we don't like, I feel like there's so many young women that I have connected with in social media that I'm like, sure, we can have this call. Yeah, I'm really tired, but come on, girl, let's do it.
You're giving to others what was not given to you.
Exactly, exactly. So I absolutely love that, because listen, we gotta reach down for these.
We do.
For these babies, like. Because it is rough. Like you said, when you don't know, even I think you need it as an older person in navigating. Like I didn't know the first thing about contracts, and like I need a lawyer. Well, shit, how do I find that? What are the things that I look for that at each stage of your career, not even just coming up, you need these things of like, I need help. Like it just like a child, it takes a village to raise everybody.
This woman, yes, I need resources. I need community. I need someone to be like, we have transparency, and who's like looking out for me, being like, you shouldn't ask for that amount of money. You should ask for this amount of money.
Especially that.
And there should be more convo around that.
Absolutely.
I was just talking about that recently because I have a friend who just started a new job and I guess he was a bit sensitive in asking me how much I made. And I was very honest and open. He was like, okay, so I should have asked for more. And I was like, well, I wish we would have had this convo before you accepted the role, because it's like you coming with all this experience, you don't know what the role is offering or what, and you're lowballing yourself. It's like, go the highest you want to go. The most they're going to say is no.
The most they're going to say is no. And then you can just negotiate.
And you negotiate down. Learn that super the hard way. And you know what I kept saying? I'm like, I asked a white man one time what he would have asked for, and he had like $100,000. He was asking for like $100,000 more than what I was going to ask for. Like it was like a whole 2 and 3 salaries.
Right.
I know he wasn't as good as you.
Like exactly. So it's like we have to have these conversations, specifically, like you said, around like money and salaries and things to ask for. Because I think a lot of times we're like, oh, if I don't want to like ruffle these feathers and do this, and they're not gonna. No, if they really want you, they will figure it out. As someone that has had to go through many negotiations, it's like, all right, what do you want? All right, take us out. Work with me. Can you do this? Can you do that? All right, but
but I'm putting this back in. Is that okay?
Exactly.
Right.
It's a negotiation.
It's a negotiation.
It's okay.
No, I completely agree, and I feel like we're not wise to that, and then some purpose, like there's a lot of information that's withheld to keep certain people out of progressing our
absolutely
certain stratas and stuff like that.
Don't get me started on that, child.
I mean, and I also think it's generational because my parents, God bless them, they provided for us in a beautiful way, but they were not they never kind of coached me on being like really like ambitious about like finances and stuff like that. They were like, you got a job? You get paid every 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Good. Great.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, okay, I'm good. And then I started realizing on my own, I was like, actually, if I'm more shrewd, if I'm a bit more bold, I can make more money in certain ways and do certain things. And it's so, that's like a generational thing. And I don't blame them because, obviously one wrong move, they could have had anything taken away from them.
Right.
So it's I'm learning because the kids these days,
they quit after 2 weeks, honey.
Yeah, they're like, I don't like this.
At the minor's inconvenience.
They are switching. Even that, like, I think, before it was like, you got to work somewhere in your resume for 5 years. It looks like you hop around.
Yeah.
Well, I'd be like, leave her. leave.
Right now,
the only way to make more money is to leave.
I completely,
and I hate that is a
Yes.
thing, right? Like, if you give so much to a company or a brand or whatever, and they don't see your value enough that I have to leave a company to get paid more.
Leave.
Like, that's
and then
ridiculous.
it's like, when you break down $10,000 on a paycheck is really like $200 every
after
2
all
weeks.
those taxes.
So it's like, that's nothing. Leave. Like,
They don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Right,
bye.
exactly. Bye. Yeah, I don't believe in all this like job loyalty anymore, which I feel like was definitely impressed upon us.
Oh, yeah. I feel like our generation's definitely like leading the path and like undoing these like social norms of like what it looked like to grow up and go to college, get a good job, buy a home, and have kids before 30, and like all these other things. And it's like, no, I could take a second and get to a point where I'm comfortable with having kids,
right?
And I don't have to be 30 to do that. I can be 40 at that point and be totally fine with it. Like, so that's why I even love what you're doing in a sense of like really reaching back and being an auntie, because it's like, hold on, let me take a beat and like teach these babies, everything that I have to offer too, like, because that's building community at the same time.
It's definitely building community.
Whereas I feel like the generation before us, it's like you said, you got a roof over your head, you got the job, you good. You don't got to worry about nothing else. It's like, there's so many other things.
There's a lot of other things, but figuring out who you are.
For sure.
And like, I also think that, I don't know if you saw this, but there was an article in New York Times a couple months ago about millennials and like how we age differently. And basically,
I mean,
I'm like, better or worse?
No.
I think
It's
it's better.
interesting in the sense that millennials we've gone through like 3 financial recessions.
Yeah.
We've gone through a pandemic. We've gone through a lot of things that our predecessors hadn't. We're the first generation that's not more wealthy than our previous generation. So it's because we went through so much, like we look at life in a very different way, and we approach it in a very different way. Like I'm 40, but I still feel very young,
youthful,
and
Absolutely.
like, oh, I'm just starting out.
I thought 40 was old. When I was younger, like if somebody was 40, I was like, oh.
Yeah, right. It was giving like 70. Now I'm like,
like girl.
Yeah. Like, I was like,
shaking ass.
Literally, I was like, I already have my 40th planned out. Look, I was like, she's right around the corner. I was like, we're doing a 90s theme party. Everybody knows. Like, it's still so young. Now you're like, we thought it was so much older.
Yeah.
Our parents' 40 is definitely not
It's
our
not.
40s at all.
My mom had like 3 kids.
Yeah.
Same.
I'm like, need to freeze my eggs. Like,
Right, exactly.
Like,
it looks very very different.
It's very
And even
different.
that as an option of the freezing
Yeah.
of the eggs and knowing
Right.
that is something you can do. And
Yeah.
because obviously they could have 2, but like the more you know.
Yes. My mom got married when she was 24. And she had her first kid when she was 28. And that was like old.
Taboo. Yeah. Wow.
They were like, girl.
Right. Because my great grandmother and my
Is there
grandmother.
anything wrong? They probably was looking at them.
That was what it was. That's what it was.
Yeah, they had each other. They had 16 was like the going time in my family, that everybody was 16. And my mother was 21. So that's why I'm like, child, it's gonna be 40. Like I don't know what to tell you. I'm glad you finally have a grandchild. Like I'm glad you can.
Yeah.
She also knows not to ask me anymore about any type of children.
That's good.
She definitely started back a little bit, but I'm like, you have your grandbaby now. Like, let's leave me alone.
Oh, they have their grandbabies. Like, but I think, and I have a very unorthodox way of living compared to my brothers who are married and have kids and all the things. And I'm a woman and I have a partner, but where like hopefully we'll get married. Like, I don't know. Like there's a lot of things that are very different. So yeah, my parents like kind of, they don't know how to really have that conversation.
They don't. No. Yeah. No, my father literally asked me, what did he say? He said, so what's going on with your love life?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know.
Such a loaded question.
It's very loaded.
So like, what you want to know?
I was like, I don't really know how to answer that.
Yeah, what would you like to know?
Yeah, and I was
specific.
Like, I was like, it's there, I guess. I don't know. What's up? I mean, I was about to be like, how's yours? Shit.
Right. But
Good night.
But it's crazy because him asking that and that being your response, for me, sometimes that's a little bit of the annoying thing because I wish that the questions were more pointed.
I agree.
Where it's like, yes, you're asking because you actually want to know a lot, but it's like you don't even know where to start or like what you really want to know. So now I've just kind of answered your question without answering. We're moving on to something else.
Yeah.
So then I get an attitude of when things are happening in my life that you should have asked about. And I think that's what I'm trying to let go of.
I guess, are you sharing things that are going
so
on
I'm
in your
trying to
life?
share more.
Okay.
So it's definitely like more of a sharing thing. But I think just them, it's like that idea of like, all right, like if y'all talking, y'all going on dates, y'all good.
Yeah.
You
Instead of asking direct questions. I don't want to be asked anything.
Well,
I don't like answering questions. I don't want to answer anything
about your personal life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, why? Like, everything's fine. Like,
I think it's just conversation.
I guess. And it was out of nowhere. I don't even remember what we were talking about. It was like, so T, what's going on with your love life? And I was like, huh? I was in the airport. And I was like, what?
No.
I'm like, I'm just trying to go
see something online. Like, what?
Right.
Okay, the timing of that was a little
I was just like, we were just talking about so much rant. We were talking about the miles on my car. And then it was like, what's going on with your love life? I'm like, now I'm doing a
slide this in real quick.
Yes. He's like, what's going on? I mean, they don't really know how to broach that topic. And I don't know what that is. It might be a generational thing.
I'm thinking it is. Yeah.
Because it's just like, I think for a long time, it probably was a no-brainer. Like, they'll probably get married when she's like 20-something. And it's like, oh, no, she's off in the city bipping and bopping and booping and like not.
And it looks differently. Like you said. Yeah.
I'm just, that's
so how
literally
is it?
that. Yeah.
How is your love life?
Yeah, it looks. I think a lot of these family dynamics could even look very different. Like I have friends that are. One of my friends is 44, and she's like, I've never wanted kids. I have so many nieces and nephews. It's not happening. And then she's like, it's a few of us. Like, we do not. They do not want kids. Like, we are not having them. And I think that's new for a lot of people.
Yes.
That's a thing that you're like. When people say, you're like, you don't want, no, I don't. I actually don't. And it's fine. And I'm also still, what we were talking about, community.
And more of that.
Still,
If you don't want it, you shouldn't.
You should not. Yeah, exactly. And it's fine.
I mean, the environment is rough.
It is.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I would still love to be a mother, but like, but I do look at the world, obviously, and it's we're in a sad place right now.
Yeah,
and I know you're like expecting your second baby, and like we're all excited about like Rihanna's second baby. Like we're all excited, like we're all like, oh my gosh, but there's a lot.
No, it is. It's a very real like second layer of like anxiousness that I have to live with. Yeah.
I to ask, I was like, how do you like?
It's a very difficult thing to navigate, you know. And one thing my mom told me is like, you know, when you have kids, that's always going to be there. So you learn to live with it, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think about, oh my God, I'm bringing my kids into this world and it's like, we're regressing. Yeah. So, you know, it's terrible, but I can only do my best and, you know, really try to equip them with like all the knowledge that I can. But yeah, that level of anxiousness, it's there. And I think if you're a good parent or a present parent, you're going to have that. And there's really nothing, you know, that will take that away from you, but you can't lean into it, you know.
Right.
There's always going to be something going on.
There's always going to be something.
I think that's just the way of the world. Like, I mean, granted, it's incredibly, you know,
it's dark.
It's dark at the moment, but you know, but I think it's just there always has to be a little good with the bad.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Marjon, we talked about you being a very successful fashion writer.
Yeah.
You've written, let me see, I think Mary J. Blige, Cardi B, Doja Cat. Do you have an interviewee that's a favorite of yours? That's a two-part question. Ooh. Do you have an interviewee that was a favorite of yours? And I don't know if you have to like sign some type of like NDA or whatever. So I want to be sensitive to those things. And do you have an interviewee that was like a difficult interview, whereas like they didn't really want to share anything and you had to like reach in your knapsack of tricks and chemistry, you know, your Aries, you know, spark to like pull something out of them?
Ooh, that's a very good question. I feel like, you know, who I interviewed who was great was Mara Brock-Akil.
Oh,
she was an icon. We love her, and that was like the little teenage Marjon, just like oh my god, like a girlfriend.
Wow,
oh she's like such an angel. Like shout out to Mara, and that was really exciting. And she was we did an Elle Decor story, so we were talking about her house and her home and her conception of home. And I just thought that
saw that too.
It's so beautiful, and I was like, wow, this is the type of thing that you look at, you know, as a young person, and you're like, I'm putting this on a mood board. I'm putting this up and like, this is what I'm looking towards. I'm working towards. So that was a really amazing interview. I also felt like I interviewed FKA Twigs in 2020, December 2020. And we were talking about her lawsuit against Shia LaBeouf. And that was a really important story because she really was, she wasn't trying to be like Me Too. She was just trying to be a person who was like, this happened to me. This was violence. These are the signs. This is how you get help. And like, I just really loved that story. It was very, very traumatic to work on that story because like the pain was like visceral, but I loved talking to her and like seeing how she was coming out of that. And, she was fab. I think Cardi B was unhinged. And like, it's actually, I was thinking about her when we were talking about COVID because I had an interview with her during COVID and she was so nervous. Like she was really, really like very like, oh my God, I don't know what's happening to the world. I don't. And like she was very open about that. And then as soon as she was in Atlanta, I don't know what happened.
She took that mask off.
Because Atlanta was unhinged.
I think the success of WAP really made her come outside. Because we had that interview. She was like, I just no. She was sad. She was down. And then WAP came out, and I think that's why. Wow.
And I think around that time they were using her a lot for like political things. So she was being attacked by I guess like right wing leaning people. Yes. Okay.
She was telling the people to stay inside and wear their masks.
She was.
Yes.
Very early.
Very
early.
She was like, I will. Didn't she tell? Who did she say she'd walk like a dog?
She's been vocal about a few things. Even like
it was Candace or some white conservative girl. She said, I will walk you like a dog.
Yeah, I don't. She's always vocal. That's why I said I love it.
Yeah,
she threw a mic at somebody.
She did, and it was deserved.
They deserved it. 1 second reaction and it hit the girl.
And no, step back. It wasn't even that. It was reactionary, but it wasn't even just like I'm just throwing. It was let me get my eye set. That's just like Cardi can fight. That is a fighter. Okay, she wasn't like I'm just swinging in the air. I'm gonna be purposeful and intentful when I go. I was like,
so somebody did a Twitter compilation. The girls move quick on Twitter.
Yeah, they do.
And so there were like 4 videos of her vividly throwing something from up down.
Oh my
gosh. And hitting whatever the target was.
Wow.
So even in the video for Jealousy with Offset, she's like the baby boy scene. She's up on the balcony throwing something down at Offset and it hits him.
oh my god,
I was like, well,
I can't. There's a video for that.
Yeah, there's a video.
Okay, I gotta watch that because actually
that'll make you actually like the song more.
I love the
I think
cover
you like it though. But
yeah, I didn't mind it.
yeah. For me, I was like, okay, I like the video.
Yeah, I just like the cover. I love Baby Boy, so I was like, and I love the cover art.
Oh yeah, it's
so
a whole video.
Of course.
I gotta. Yeah, that's why I was like, oh, I gotta see that. Love me some Cardi. I mean, yeah, sometimes I feel like it's like never meet your heroes kind of thing. Like, I don't typically listen to music that I work on. And I worked with one of my, like Erykah Badu, I was like, I didn't listen to America Part 2 for a very, very long time because I was like traumatized. And it wasn't, it was just, it's just like, it's work, right? It's not even, it's certain things, like an artist is always going to be an artist kind of thing. But and that sounds like crazy that you should actually probably be listening to it. But I have to separate it for a little while. I do not listen to music that, like, if it's a project that's active, I'm not listening to it.
That's real.
Yeah, because I think you start thinking about everything that went into it for that moment.
Yeah, and you're just like,
or even the lyric, like, I remember when you said that 10 times.
Yeah, it's like, you're like, I'm okay. I am it's like, I am okay.
Listen.
That's
she
real.
was really and she's like she is my fave.
That's your girl.
Yeah, and she still is. I'm not even, she still is. Yeah. Like,
well,
she is
who's the person that you haven't interviewed that you will interview?
Rihanna.
Yes. What's one question you would ask her? I'm sure you have like a list of notes.
I would ask her, like, I really want to know when she knew that she wasn't going to do music anymore. Like, I want to talk about that moment where
so
she
you don't
was
think
like,
we're getting a project again? There's no music.
well, you're in music, so maybe you know something.
No, I don't think we are.
I actually love that question, though.
I don't.
Like, when did you just realize that this wasn't giving? It might have been a lot sooner. Maybe it was a whole plan where she was just like, I want to be a businesswoman, or I want to be, I just want to dedicate my time to being a mother or whatever. I'm just like really interested in that moment.
Yeah.
And then I'd also really be interested in talking to her about Rocky, because I feel like people are divided. I like them.
I wasn't for it at first, and then I was like, my sis seemed happy with it.
She's very, very happy.
And who am I to say be with this person, not this person?
I agree. She's not going to listen to me. She's definitely not going to listen to me. And I mean, of her past relationships, it's kind of, no.
I think it seems like they have so much fun to me. And again, not in it, I don't know. But it seems like they have so much fun to me. And that for me, like in a relationship for me is like so important. I could never be with anybody that was dull and like,
of course
we can't joke and you don't make me laugh. So they're fun. They just seem like they have a blast.
It feels very like, not childlike, but childlike
but
in
I think,
a way. Like super like
innocence
youthful
of like,
and
yeah,
fun,
exactly.
like,
I think the youthfulness of it. That's like, I love that. So that, and I'm a Rocky fan. So I always like them together, and it seems a little chaotic, and they both seem a little chaotic. That it probably that's why it also works, because it's like we're both batshit crazy, and we could just be we just gonna be crazy together. Right. I know they be in there going fighting, blow kid. Like that's what we were talking about, him smoking the weed around her, and she just dancing. She be at the club, like they have
the girls.
She's gonna support her man too. So we talk about the two superstars.
Exactly.
Show up to the performance. She'll be front row singing the songs. Like
she does.
Granted, she is who she is.
That's the only thing. Oh, he knows. I feel like he knows. Yeah, I feel like how people are like Beyonce's husband. I think that's why he working so much. I think he got billboards all down in downtown Brooklyn right now.
He does with the
whiskey.
Mercer whiskey and everything. I just want him to know what it really is.
I think he know. I mean, he was at Rolling Loud still like, that's why I got your bitch, like still singing lyrics about
Travis Scott.
To Travis Scott. So he knows.
We forgot about.
We did definitely forget
Now
about
we
Marion
want to
Carlos.
bring that back up.
Yeah.
That was very short-lived, Rocky.
It was.
He was in one Pumas commercial. That is it.
I'm screaming.
He
did
did
take
two
him on tour.
songs. He did two
Did he?
songs.
Yeah.
They did
Yep,
the
they
tour
did the
together.
tour.
And
Yeah,
he
I
got some
kinda
good
gave
songs
him-
from it, too.
I think
Yeah.
she gave him his swag.
Yeah, they did do the tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he opened too, I
Yeah.
think, on that tour. Wow.
That was I saw her perform at
I remember that at Barclays. Yep.
She was incredible. And I was like, I guess that's it.
What era was that? What album was that one?
Anti.
Okay.
Anti.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I
Because
feel
it was the
like,
Diamonds tour.
yeah, I feel
Okay.
like that's around, if I were to think about when she decided she didn't want to do music, it was around that time.
Yeah.
I think that album was hard for her to make for whatever reason.
It was.
It was a little difficult because it was kind of like pieced together, trying out different sounds, trying out songs. 4 songs didn't work.
Yeah.
And then literally she made work. And it was like, okay, so y'all just want me to do what y'all used to? Cool.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And
yeah.
this
Oh,
actually worked. So I
yeah.
think for her, it was like around that time of being like, you know what? I'm going to do this.
Right.
Go against what the industry wants me to do and then figure it out from here.
I mean, I think you're right. Because she wanted to do like Love on the Brain and like she performed that like live. And I was like, that's so interesting that you really wanted to perform that
Being your
live.
Etta James bag.
No, not because no, just because
like,
it
what else is
wasn't
Anti,
the
honestly?
obvious. It wasn't Bitch Better Have My Money.
Right.
It wasn't it wasn't even Kiss It Better. Which
Yeah.
I to
Love.
this day
The
believe is
love.
like
The girls
one of the
love
best
Kiss It Better.
I mean, I
90 song of all time.
Yes.
still mad that she didn't never do like a little Prince moment with it. But, you know, neither here or there.
So the gag is one of my favorites was like the Travis. I loved Woo. Like,
Yes,
love,
an amazing
love it.
song.
And yeah, I said it. You know, same
said
mistakes,
it.
even though it's
Yeah.
a cover.
Yeah.
Love that
Travis
one,
did
yeah.
Pose too.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
he
Okay.
did. He
Yeah.
did. Yep.
That was
Yeah, that was a little moment.
Album.
Yeah.
That was so.
It
It was so interesting. It was
I had
like,
to,
I
I had
love
to
it.
actually look. That's why I was
her
like, what is on Anti?
best-selling album. But
Anti, really?
yeah,
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it's still like
still
on
on-
the 200.
it's still in the 200.
I probably.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
She showed up to the Grammys late and drunk.
Yeah.
Sure
she
did.
late to everything.
Late to everything.
She's like, bye.
An
I don't really
icon.
care. And yeah.
But I feel like also just being able to finally be her now,
Yeah.
like just
Yeah.
that has to be such a relief. And then that, you know what, that probably is one. I love that question about when was that moment, because it's like, think about it, especially with kids. If you put out a project, then you have to tour,
Yes.
Yeah.
and you have to do all these junkets.
different.
Where with like she can make her TikToks about Fenty right now, and I'm like, all right, well, let me head on down to Sephora.
Yeah.
Like, let me, you got to do a few in stores at a few locations. Call it a day. It is nowhere near like the same level of everything that's going to go into a tour. Then you've got Grammy campaigning, and then the awards
Right.
shows. Like, it's a lot. And she's like, I'm trying to be with my man and my babies. Like,
Just got Emmy
And she
nominated.
worked hard
Yeah.
for years.
Oh, she
Yeah.
I think, like what,
years.
6 consecutive years she
Yeah.
would put
It's
out
a
an
lot.
album.
She really was.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
would work it and do a tour and like do all like
The
Mama
morning
is
shows.
tired.
Yeah, remember what
Remember-
was that? The 777.
Oh,
and
that's
all the
what-
journals
right.
were like
Yes.
on the book on the
plane.
on the plane.
Yes.
And they were like,
Seven
"This is the
cities
worst
in
shit
7
ever."
nights.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
7
Wow.
cities, 7 nights. I went to the New York one.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, yeah, that was a lot.
It
Yeah, that
I
was
couldn't
definitely
imagine.
a lot.
Janice
Like,
was there.
Mama worked.
Oh my
From
God.
our past episode.
yeah, that's a lot. And then I think you run the risk of you put out new music and it's like, this isn't old Rihanna. We want it to sound like this, or we want it to
Right.
sound like that.
Yeah.
And then you have to deal with all this criticism and this feedback. Where it's like, I'm gonna give y'all another lip gloss,
Right.
That
and
I
a
can
few
make
colors
more money from.
that I can also make more
think
money from.
Period. Right? Like she's a billionaire, and I think when she became a billionaire, it was. I don't know. Everybody hates billionaires, but I think we were all really happy
were
about
happy.
that.
Yeah, we're happy
Right,
about
right,
her.
right.
Yes, and the immigrants.
Because it's like self-made
Yes.
too.
Yeah,
Like,
self-made.
Yeah, you
Exactly.
saw
Yeah.
what went into
That's
that.
my favorite billionaire.
Self-made.
Yeah.
That's definitely, yeah,
Definitely my favorite billionaire.
Definitely.
She can stay.
Yes,
Everybody
yeah.
else can
Everybody
go.
Eat the rich. Like,
Yes.
She's on our side.
Yeah.
Exactly. She's
I feel like she
nuts.
would be that. I feel like she would be the person that would be like be on our side. outside though.
And some sunglasses. Wouldn't even know she was right there.
Wouldn't even know.
Wouldn't even know. She'd come late, but it'd be okay. She'd be okay.
She'd come late with a to-go from Giorgio Baldi. We always
my God.
Not the to-go bag.
That's what y'all have in the interview at Giorgio Baldi.
For sure.
She's getting the sketty.
Absolutely.
Like, for sure. We were like, it's not even that great. Like, why is she always there?
She better be part owner.
We're like, she has like a special
There has to
menu.
be a secret menu.
We're convinced that there's a
Maybe.
secret menu.
I really
love
feel
this.
that way.
There's a secret menu.
There's so many
for
other
her.
places. Like, it is, gotta be.
Or they make whatever it is she wants.
Right.
Like, she texts the chef and it's
I'm
like,
coming.
hey, I'm thinking of branzino tonight, you know, or I just left Barbados and I want flying fish and macaroni pie.
Yes.
You know, like, I really think
dead.
that's what's happening.
I
Because
agree.
the menu that they have right now is not that great.
I've never been.
You're not missing anything. You're not missing
I mean,
anything.
I think
It's
you
good for
should
an
go
experience,
just
yeah.
for the
Rihanna,
experience,
like,
and
experience.
to stalk, maybe see if you can catch
You
her.
might catch her.
Because there was one point where we were trying to do
I
that.
love
You
that.
know,
Yeah, that was crazy, right? I was
that.
like, are we really going?
But I mean, it was
Yeah.
paparazzi outside. But she has also turned Giorgio Baldi into, if you want people to see you, you go to
Go
Giorgio
there.
Baldi.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Do the other girls go there? Like,
Oh, absolutely.
Lori Harvey is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Everybody
they
who you're
do?
about to name goes to
Yeah.
Giorgio Baldi now.
Wow.
a
A
trendsetter.
trendsetter.
She is.
A remarkable trendsetter. I don't. Yeah. So I mean, you know, whatever she wants to do, I'm happy with. But I was really anticipating another album, but that's not what we got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just stick with the albums that we got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really.
We've been singing Red Lipstick all. I feel like all weekend.
Realistic. All on the paper.
All weekend.
Wow.
All weekend. Well, what would you tell your younger self?
What would I tell my younger self? I was like thinking about this. I was like, you know, don't believe like what other people say about you. You know, just I think I was so fixated on that and like what people thought about me for so long that I let that you know, have that too much significance, you know. I mean, this is not coming out eloquent at all, but I'm just saying that I was so worried about how other people thought about me or what was going to happen. And it's just like, no.
Just doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Does not matter.
It doesn't matter. I mean, I do think when we're young, we're kind of delusional.
Mm-hmm.
Keep that delusion.
Yes.
Keep that fucking delusion.
Yeah.
Because when you get older, at least for me, I've gotten very hyper aware of myself. I'm hypersensitive, and it's just, it slows you down.
Yeah.
So be a little delusional.
Yeah, because then you start overthinking and this and that, and
Yep.
yeah, you have to have a little delusion.
You talk yourself out of things.
It's one of those quotes that keeps going around too. And it's like
yeah.
something about that, like the most delusion. It's something about like how delusional people are successful.
Yeah.
Essentially, like you gotta have a little delusion for sure.
You do.
Because if I can do it, if I tell myself I can do it, I'm going to do it.
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
That
I'm gonna do it.
Listen, I'm going to do it.
It just takes consistency, which I think is also really important. If you want to do something, you just have to like do it.
Do the
Yeah.
work.
You just have to do the work.
Yeah.
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 I love that. Yeah.
But I even get what you were talking about what you would tell your younger self. Because I think kids are evil. And so
They really are.
They are.
And
They are.
adults just want you to do well.
Yeah.
So it's that fine line of like trying to be cool enough to hang with these kids, and also like these are my parents and people I look up to that want me to do this thing. Like I can't please everybody.
You can't please
And
everybody.
I can't take in what everybody wants from me or saying about me or that. I have to be an individual.
You have to live for yourself.
Yeah, for sure. So I get that.
Even your friends, like you love your friends, and then your friends are always have opinions and everything, but you have to like quiet that out and really figure out what you want to do and what makes you happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what Rihanna did.
And
Yes.
Did.
She sure
is
did.
Melissa still around?
She is.
Yeah.
Okay, love that.
Yeah.
I think that I would also, you know what I also talked to her about? The thick Rihanna moment.
Oh,
Yeah.
that
talk
was
about-
a vibe,
Let's talk
honey.
about it. I think that's important.
Wild Thoughts era?
Yeah.
Okay.
I really want to talk about that shift physically because that's important.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. I remember I was like, I felt good about myself because
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yes.
look, y'all know I'm
she looks
struggling.
great.
And I'm like,
It's
she
like,
looked
I don't
and I was
know
like, well,
if
for
you
y'all,
could
it's
take
great.
it.
Yeah. Yes.
She came out like, "What's up?"
She never looked like that. She was so skinny.
Ever.
And she,
Was at the Grammys fucking it up.
Finally ate, was just like, I'm eating what
ate,
I
I'm
want.
dead.
Even now, like, think about it. We've seen beef fluctuate and go up and down and up and down. And I truly believe that's why we don't have visuals. Is because she did not like the way she looked. They were there.
Yeah.
And I have heard this, like, they are there.
They exist.
And she just did not like the way she looked.
I'm sure
and I don't know, and the little Ozempi is like,
not Ozempi.
I'm screaming.
You know,
not
then
the
you
way
had to get
she
ready for
cleaning her
tour.
plates at dinner, honey. That is not Ozempi.
Allegedly.
Right,
That's what it
allegedly,
was.
yeah. That's what I
I
she
just
did
think
not
she
like
got
the way
in
she
tour
looked.
mode. You know, we saw her during the Homecoming. What is it? Biography or what?
Yeah.
I feel like she prepared less for this one than that one.
Right.
But she was on that no dairy, no sugar, no nothing. Like she was, Mama was strict.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, this is keep in mind it was
she's
like
committed
last
to
year.
something.
So these videos were probably like 2 years old at this point, though.
So
that's why
she
I'm
was
like,
definitely still walking around thick, but
Yeah.
she was like, "Oh, y'all ain't about to be talking about me on the stage now, honey."
yeah. So it's like,
I hope that's not the case.
I hope not either.
Because we just didn't get them. It was so random.
That
It's
we
the most
didn't get 'em.
random
Right.
thing
Yeah,
of
a
the
whole
entire
year
Or
life.
later.
like, what about what's Act 2 and 3?
what is
Yes.
Act 2 and 3? Wow,
She just
I
acts
forgot all
like
about
she never
that.
mentioned Act 1. Like,
And then
let's
came out
not
with
even,
a damn perfume, and y'all don't want no damn
I
That
guess
might be
Act
Act 2.
Right.
Stop! I don't want that.
Where is
that?
hold on, I got another one for y'all. Where is the hair care products?
Right,
I'm ready.
Okay, Beyonce these half-baked ideas. Now I don't see
Right,
that very
right.
Beyonce like. I don't like
Parkwood,
this.
Why
you
was
need
the
an
hair
agency.
care
Yeah,
announced?
Look, Parkwood, we can help you
With her
Right.
natural curl pattern out.
right.
Which I was like, great. It's always good to see a natural
I
curl
forgot
pattern.
about that.
Oh, I don't be forgetting.
But we got a
I be
perfume. I'm so
waiting.
confused.
And
When
then
did that happen?
the
That was like
perfume
May?
rollout
It
was
was
just
like with the hair care.
Yeah, she like posted a picture of
It was
herself.
the start of the tour. It was like
Yeah.
the first week of the tour.
Yeah.
And it was like,
forgot
so
about
this
that
is what we
too.
getting, not the visuals.
And they're not even selling it on the tour. Like they're
No.
not even selling hair
Nothing
care.
else came out.
soon.
Nothing else happened after that
No.
announcement.
That is crazy. No, what the hell's part 2? Seriously, like
Oh, I don't know. Or 3.
maybe just a few. Maybe it was a remix. Maybe it was
clearly
a Kendrick
Park
Lamar
was
remix.
hiring, and I would gladly give my resume.
Oh my,
Y'all
yeah,
need
right.
some help.
Yeah.
Go over there.
Listen.
Execution is
Because also the rollout for that perfume, you need to give the people more than just a text message
And a silhouette.
That was actually
and a-
hilarious.
I just got an email.
I was like, in
and
the
I was like,
email, I was like, "Are you serious right
It
now?"
felt
Yeah.
very
So-
2005.
You got to
Yeah, I
be
was like,
fucking kidding me.
Because I didn't get a
so
text.
funny.
I just got an email. I was like,
Oh,
delete.
I signed up for
Yeah.
the text too, Charles. Press.
That was
but-
so funny. I was like, what is this?
girl, if you don't get this out of my face.
No, I didn't even open it.
I don't even know what it smells like.
I was like,
She
I
just
fucking
marked as
care.
red.
Yeah,
I'm
I
dead.
literally was just like delete.
No,
like I
no.
didn't
Somebody
even
tell
open
me,
it.
what's the notes? Vanilla?
Right,
Like,
no,
what's
I
going
never-
on?
There's
What are the
literally
notes?
no information. I haven't even
What?
seen her spray herself with perfume.
Yeah.
Like,
She had perfumes.
She
Right.
has.
That's the thing. It's like
And
you
that's-
had
yeah,
perfume.
right,
I would like something new from you.
right.
And I also was a little curious, did Ivy Park fold?
Ciao.
Right, because we're
Yeah.
seeing new things on tour.
Right, but I thought it had...
And then I saw Issa
or maybe they
Rae
went
wore a
bankrupt or
bathing suit and say Ivy Park, like in her Barbie during
tour?
yeah. So I'm confused.
I don't know what happened with Ivy Park.
Yeah, because I thought I read
Allegedly,
Blue
they
Ivy
was
was just wearing
losing
the
money.
Ivy last
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
She just had on an Ivy jersey.
I thought it had, they had finished that collaboration.
That's what I
so
thought,
that's
too.
why I was like, oh, okay. I think that's good. I think it's fine.
I
Right.
agree.
Because it was really like, it was a lot of product.
Yeah.
And you don't need to be putting that much product out in the world. That's
No.
all. Or is it just not with Adidas anymore? Is that the thing? I think it. Oh no, Adidas has things that are inspired by literally the pink stuff that she was wearing last night, or in the New York shows.
Girl.
okay.
Like an
now what
Ivy
is
mesh
it?
cover up.
Did y'all stop or not?
Yeah, that's why I just...
Because we definitely read something.
I did.
I
read that
definitely,
it was
yeah,
finished,
definitely.
No,
We
it was
all
probably the
did,
same
yeah.
article you
Yeah.
read, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, so this is done. This is good. I think let's pack it up. Like, let's move on.
Yeah.
Beyonce is like someone who and no one come for me for this, but she.
I feel like I know what you're gonna say. I feel like I'm gonna agree though. Also,
No, it's like her branding isn't her brand building is like she's the brand.
She is the brand.
She is the brand, and I think that where she has to go next is creating a product that is stronger than her.
I
Which
agree.
Has been very, very
That's hard.
difficult.
Yeah.
And
but what would y'all buy from like
That's the
Beyonce?
thing. I don't
want to
know
buy
that I
plates or like I would rather buy cups from Solange, right?
Yeah.
It makes more
I
sense.
don't want to buy
Yeah.
like a couch from I don't want to buy perfume from Beyonce. So there's
Same.
not a damn thing.
I don't know that. Even
outside
with the
of
hair
merch.
thing, I'm not interested in
I
it.
would buy.
She don't wear her hair.
Right.
So
what
is
buy,
that?
I would
That
buy
was another
pattern
thing.
from
With
Tracy
all
Ellis
due
I
Ross.
got
respect.
one. What about
Yeah.
shoes?
No, why?
Damn.
That's getting Jessica Simpson.
Yeah,
It's giving Macy's.
But there's not. I can't think
But
of an
like,
item
what?
that
No.
Beyonce would put out that I would be like rushing to go get. And I think like Rihanna got into the makeup, I feel like just at a time that it was like so perfect specifically.
Oh, yeah.
Like it was
Very
very
organic,
difficult to
too.
find.
So
Like
organic.
even and
The
I think
40
her
Shades
being
revolutionized the
her being
world.
inclusive, like
Yeah.
I would only I could only go to MAC. Like then when she
Yeah.
brought out all those colors, I was like, oh my God, I can do this for
The
what
idea
now,
that she
man.
brought out all of those colors and it was like it felt easy.
Yeah,
I'm granted
exactly.
she worked on it for
Very
years,
easy.
Exactly.
I'm
Yes.
sure.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
But it just was like, why did no one else think of this?
And then because because I feel like because of that inclusion and like obviously she looks good all the time. It's like, oh, of course I'm gonna buy into
Right.
all this. There isn't anything. Beyonce also doesn't have personal style. Like I'm just gonna
You putting it out there.
yeah. It's like I love her right down.
Right.
Like,
Right.
she
Love
looks
her.
amazing.
She's very Houston.
Yeah, she doesn't have personal style though. Like
And being from Dallas,
you
I
can
know
say
that's
that.
what that.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
It's more like Houston, like first lady. You know,
I feel like pageantry kind of.
Very
And we
pageantry.
and we love her for that, but I would never look at her and be like, "Oh my God, I want to like she'll have a little area outfit." I'm like, "Oh, that's cute," but like it's just cute,
I
I'm
also
like,
think Rihanna was more socially. She's always been more socially engaged
Yes.
than Beyonce. Even if now she doesn't really like tweet or text or anything. At that moment, she was like actively on Instagram. So she, we're seeing her put on the first Fenty lip gloss and her talking to us about it. So it was a very like.
With the
easy
ring light.
sell. Yeah,
with
it was
the
a
ring
very
light.
easy
Yeah, she brought us
sell.
into the
Yeah.
world. Yeah, Beyonce just hasn't done that. And
Yeah.
remember how
I think
difficult
we
it
just
was
like
for
her
Ivy
as an
Park.
artist, and that's
And that's
okay.
That's okay.
Yeah,
and there's
absolutely.
hold on, and there's no other performance that we're gonna. There's nobody that can top her performance.
No.
wise.
No.
Like, so this does not take away any credit when I say
Absolutely
that.
not.
Like,
I can't wait to
cannot
go
wait.
to the
Like,
tour.
I had a
Can't
dream
wait.
last night that I got tickets for today. Okay,
You did say that.
I woke up. I was like, damn, I really am not seeing this show today because I plan on seeing it twice.
Okay.
like I literally plan on seeing this show twice, and I'm like, I'm seeing it once. This is crazy.
Right.
So I love her, but
Yeah.
we don't look for her for that.
I mean,
Like,
I think also like everyone goes to the show and gets dressed up too. So like,
Yeah.
I
You
think
buy
it's
into
another
her.
thing. You buy into her and the whole experience of it
Mm-hmm.
too. Like I've never gone to a concert for somebody and thought
About your
thought
outfit
about my
a month
outfit.
before.
Like,
Yeah.
thought about
I've seen
like,
sequins and cowboy boots.
the whole
and-
thing.
Oh, the whole thing.
So
yeah.
she can definitely build community, but it's around the music, and that is fine.
Right.
instead of around her as a
Around
person.
her, yeah.
Which is kind of how most like modern stars are now, because it's like, oh, I buy into what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
buy into what you're drinking for, in the morning,
Right.
and like your routine, and like that's why like Lil Hailey Bieber, honey, that's why the girls are gagging over her.
Yeah.
Because she
She
tells you
sells
what
you a lifestyle.
Yeah.
she's like, oh yeah, I got my nails done. Here's my dog, and here,
Yeah.
and you're like,
And buying into the life.
Yeah.
But I don't. Yeah. I was just for some reason why Mary J. Blige's wine popped into my head.
I love Mary J.
But
Blige.
I
Is it
love-
called Goddess, right?
Yeah, and it was good. I feel like
Yeah.
she's
Give
me a
tapped
bottle
into that a
of
little bit. Yeah.
When I interviewed her, they like sent me a bottle, and
lovely.
and it was the middle of COVID, and I just drank that bottle in my backyard by myself. But it was
It's
like
okay. It was a Chardonnay?
It was okay. It was a rosé.
The rosé, yeah. I had the rosé like
So
at a
good.
festival. It was. I did not mind
It
it.
is
I was-
It was
good.
Sun Goddess.
Yeah, I was like, I like this. I was like, I like this.
her.
Now Mary J. Blige, she had that. I don't know why she ain't no baker's
She
boot.
need a boot
She needed
line.
she needed a little baker's.
I'm screaming at Bakers.
I mean, affordable, you know?
Baker.
She needed a baker's
We want it for
collab.
I had
everybody.
Baker's jellies.
Yeah, see?
Yes.
Like you said, Jessica Simpson, a moment moment in time.
Yes.
Okay, had the girlies in a
don't know.
chokehold.
They don't know.
She's like a millionaire from that.
I
Still,
think she's a billionaire. No?
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
those
Very
shoes.
close, sort of not.
Because she was like, I'm not putting out another
I'm not.
album.
That was
Right.
so smart. Like to
Yeah.
get them shoes.
And
oh my
Gwen
gosh.
tried to follow in those footsteps, and it was like, yeah, not the same.
No.
I love them. The price point was higher.
It was too high.
Yeah, Lamb was expensive. It was.
It was.
It was trying to
expensive.
compete with like designer brand.
Yeah.
I
price
had a
point.
bag. I had a lamb.
I had some
bag.
shoes.
the
I had
black
a
and
black.
white one?
I had a black Mary Jane's, and I had a jacket, and and that jacket was like $400.
Wow.
in college.
That's expensive.
That was expensive.
That's
I
expensive
saved.
now.
That's expensive now.
Yeah.
I'd be like, okay, I like
saved.
this
Oh,
brand,
I
and that's why I'm
saved.
buying
Yeah,
it.
and the shoes
Wow.
were like $2 something. I'll never
yeah.
forget it. I got it from Nordstrom.
We were trying to move
Discount,
them
but-
to like the we worked at Nordstrom. And it's a department called Salon Shoes.
Yeah, yeah,
that
'cause it
has
was
like
that
the most
expensive.
high price
Yes,
shoes.
yes.
I was like, no, Lamb needs to move to Salon Shoes because
Yeah.
there's no way it's being sold down
And
here.
BP.
Junior's
Wow.
department.
And with
Yeah,
it was in the
yeah.
shoes
Lamb ain't no
department.
damn
Like
BP.
$300 for a mule, girl. Put that shit
No.
upstairs.
In college, yeah.
Yes, in
I
college.
loved it. In
I was
college, yeah.
literally just like, I would go to New York and I would buy whatever I read in the magazine, but I would like I bought a Lamb trucker hat.
Yeah.
Wow.
Makes sense.
I remember those. Yeah.
Makes
Oh,
sense.
That was
we
that
gotta find
moment.
some Lamb
Yes.
stuff.
Yes.
Y'all are staying in Lamb.
I'm about to
live.
bring Lamb back. So
Okay, you gotta. I'm
Gwen,
sure you can find
you
it.
need to bring Lamb back because I think that would resuscitate.
I think so. Gwen definitely.
But it
needs
was
to
good.
bring
It was
back.
great colors too because she
great
used
colors.
like black and white tans and the like red, green, and yellow.
It was.
She
It was
was
no. It was
obsessed with
actually super
Jamaica.
cute.
Yeah, it was.
Like,
I'm never gonna
that shit could
forget
go with
that
anything.
moment.
Yeah, a moment.
She named her
does
child.
not-
What did she name her child? Kingston.
Kingston.
Oh, cool. Okay, okay. That's
Do you
a little
remember? Do you
appropriation.
remember?
Look,
Because
that was
she's
a
married
little-
to this white boy cowboy now. But I'm like, we all remember when you were like a chola and you were
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
you were
She was heavy into
Rastafarian.
sky
Or
music.
an original appropriator.
She
But we
was
gave her a
dancehall
pass.
queen.
Many
Gave her
cultures.
a pass.
Of many cultures, not even just one. Many
Right.
cultures. Yeah, because she was a Harajuku Barbie.
Yeah.
Yep.
She was all right. It was.
Now
she was
the Harajuku
like
Barbie.
she was doing the most. She was doing a lot.
She was doing a lot.
She was definitely doing a lot. Okay, and what do you know for sure?
Oh, I thought about this. What do I know for sure is that God has a plan for me and we're gonna see it through. It's
right.
Yeah.
it's all about timing. Yes,
I love
He's
that.
not gonna let me down.
That's
know?
right.
I didn't even know if I was gonna get that religious, but I was like, I think it's about purpose. It's about path. It's about this is destiny. This is kismet. Yeah. So I have to believe
love
that.
it.
Yeah.
I have to believe that.
You have to.
You have to. Yeah, I'm like,
Also-
I feel like, yeah, that's why I'm like, you gotta believe in something, even if it's
Yep.
not whatever religion. But I really do believe that you have to believe in something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like
You got to
oh,
ground yourself and really see, like you said, see it through.
He's gonna see it through. I don't have a lot. Sometimes you lose faith.
Mm-hmm. That's a part of the process.
We could do a whole episode on aging and how you
Yeah.
think that like at a certain point, like it's a wrap.
Yep.
Because people will tell you that.
Yes.
And in so many ways, in
Yeah.
so many words too. But yeah, it's all about
Oh,
divine
child,
timing.
you, what you doing after this? You want to do a part two? Of
Dude, you
wanna
gotta
talk
be
about
bent.
aging?
You
We can
gotta
talk-
be
yes,
bold.
girl.
It happens to all of us, and it's
Yes.
just all about what your journey is with it and accepting the changes that come along with it.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
because
Yes.
look, like we keep saying, it ain't gonna stop.
Yeah.
Sure ain't.
It is
No.
not gonna stop at all.
No.
So
It's just interesting.
yeah, it is. Whew, life be life.
It
as
comes
it
fast. So yeah. But I appreciate this conversation.
We appreciate you.
Yes. Where can people find you?
You can find me at Marjon_Carlos and at Your Favorite Auntie Show. And also, we're launching Your Favorite Auntie Show on all streaming platforms this fall in partnership with Cash App.
Okay.
Yes, we love that.
Yes.
Yes,
Love a
we love that.
collab.
Yes, we
Okay.
love a collab.
Yes.
We love a
Cash
collab.
attached.
Well, the quote is, we must fall in love with ourselves. I don't like myself. I'm crazy about myself. Wait, what?
What?
That's what it said.
We
Wait,
don't speak
that's
in
the
that.
one. Wait, gee, this is the
That
one.
what it said?
Yeah. I was like, wait a minute.
You're like, is that what I
You must fall in love with
wrote?
yourself. I'm crazy about myself. I think maybe what it means is just being yourself.
Read it again.
Read it again. Yeah, read it again.
We must fall in love with ourselves.
No, I don't like myself. I'm crazy about myself. Yes.
I don't.
Oh,
Okay,
yes.
see, that could go. I've read that
Yes.
wrong. Okay.
Okay.
We must fall in love with ourselves. I don't like myself. I'm crazy about myself.
So you're changing the way.
Yes.
Okay, they need a little enunciation in
Or
that.
is it in caps? Is crazy in caps? It should be in caps.
Yeah.
I don't like this syntax.
But yes, fair. Yes, you should be crazy about yourself.
Yeah, you have
should.
to be.
You should.
Gotta be.
I'm going crazy.
I love that.
Nah, I'm going. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. This is wonderful. I could really
Our
talk-
favorite auntie.
Yes, our
Yes,
favorite
honey.
auntie.
Okay. I can talk pop culture with you all day.
Oh,
All the
I love
theories.
that.
We love it.
I love it.
Are you in music as well?
I am. You sensed it?
I was like, oh, so they're all in music. Okay.
No, I'm in spirits now, but I started in music. Now I'm in,
okay,
I'm
gotcha.
in the fun area of drinking.
Cute.
Love that.
I love that. Are you with a specific brand or with a bunch of brands?
I just left Ciroc. I was brand manager for Ciroc Vodka. Before that, I was at Remy. So yeah.
That is really fun.
Yeah, a good time.
Girl.
Yeah.
Love.
Cool. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Oh, sorry.
It's fine.
I did not even do a send off. I was just like, so what do you? And you guys were like, we're still recording.
No, it's all good.
Bye.